So I was going to ask you about the growth of swimming here in Charlotte because a lot of people, Charlotte's known for being the basketball town, the football town, but a lot of people don't know that swimming is becoming really big here in Charlotte.
Yes, it has, and it's really kind of always been big because there are thousands of kids who swim at YMCA's, summer leagues, and preteen programs. Like at SwimMac, we have a program called Junior Swim League. In our Junior Swim League, there's about 1,500 swimmers that work on not just swimming survival skills, but actually we work on the Olympic strokes and developing them toward just a really good awareness of the water. And so there's a lot of that kind of programming all around the city that's been going on for a long time. It's certainly grown with the coverage that swimming has received over the last couple Olympics. I think much due to Ricky Barron's hometown success.
Mm-hmm.
SwimMac's ranking is, now the last 2 years we've been ranked as the number one 18 and under club in America. Then in the London Olympics, Charlotte put more Olympians on the Olympic team than any other city in America. So things like that, I think, have caused the spike in interest. And from a grassroots level, annually we've held the SwimMac Ultra Swim event downtown in May. That's the biggest and best Grand Prix in the country, and that's a 6-meet series that we do the best job with. So I think a lot of that has helped to create that atmosphere, and I think Charlotte has kind of awakened to Olympic thoughts. I mean, when you have Johnny Harris and the mayor discussing hosting the Olympics in Charlotte, even if we can't do that right away, we've got to, as a city, think and dream that way, because it wasn't that long ago that Atlanta was a city much like Charlotte, and they hosted a very successful Olympics.
Exactly. That's a great point too about Atlanta being I mean, they're called a sister city, so that's a great
Yep.
point. And you're also known for your special training methods, the unique training methods. So what does it take to become a swimmer? A lot of people don't realize it is a lot of hard work to become an Olympic swimmer. So what does it take? How much training goes into these guys prepping for the Olympics?
Well, Olympic level swimmers are have to be dialed in 24 hours a day. So when they're not training, they're intentionally recovering so they can train harder the next session and recover better. Their nutrition, their rest, their different things like after breakfast this morning, the guys are doing yoga to open up their kind of body a little bit more. Several do Pilates. And then in the dry land pieces, we try to build athletes that swim well. It's not the old school swimming used to be. You just get in the water and kind of find your way through the water. Now what we do in swimming is try to really build very athletic people. So if you look at the swimmers nowadays versus 20 years ago, you look at guys like Michael Phelps and Cullen Jones and Ryan Lochte and Madison Kennedy, who's here in town. I mean, they're terrific athletes. And then, oh, by the way, they swim.
Mm-hmm. And for speaking of Ryan Lochte, he just moved to Charlotte recently. What does this mean for the growth of the sport here in Charlotte with now Ryan Lochte being here as he's kind of now the new Michael Phelps, they're saying, of the Olympic sport for swimming?
Yeah, I think the hopefully the excitement is kind of centered around just another person that's showing confidence in the city of Charlotte, that they can get the support they need in the Club of SwimMac Carolina, which hosts the Team Elite concept that puts postgraduate swimmers together as a training group, and then also as a person that he can grow while he's here in a very different way than he could grow kind of interpersonally in at a college town like Gainesville, Florida.
And you're known as being one of the best trainers for Olympic athletes. So let's say a kid that's listening, he wants to eventually, or she wants to eventually become a swimmer one day, a professional swimmer. What is your advice to them to go ahead and start training now, or what advice would you give to them?
Yeah, I think what I advise is become the best all around athlete as they come through the developmental stages of 9, 10, 11, 12. Do include swimming as part of that routine if it's only 2 times a week, but swimming is one of the best overall fitness things they can possibly do, not only for youth sports, but for a lifetime activity. They can do swimming and triathlons for a lifetime pathway. So I encourage that strongly. And then at some point, if they show the desire and the interest, they can join a USA Swimming Club like SwimMac. And I would say specifically SwimMac because we have what we probably have that's unique is a very intentional high performance pathway that if somebody does aspire toward the Olympics, we build programming at every stage of our program that kind of moves people toward that level of preparation. And so it's not happenstance or something like that. It's we allocate pool space, we hire the professional coaches. We have over 20 professional coaches that make up our primary staff, and then we have another about 100 people that kind of help us with all the learn to swim all the way through the junior team and then the competitive team. So it's a real comprehensive program, and like I said, it's been we've won the award for top 18 under club the last 2 years in the entire country, and there's some great clubs in the country you can imagine.
And it is a great facility. I went out there on Tuesday, and it's the one on Providence Road, and it's a great facility. You can tell the staff is very focused on training, and
I'm glad you saw that. Yeah,
it's a great facility. Yeah. It's excellent, and that was my first time out there, and I was really, really impressed with it.
Well, we got a challenge. We're a 501c3 nonprofit, and for example, that facility, it needs a new roof. That's arguably a $500,000 thing. So we're, actually, asking for and looking for, and hopefully through things like this, we can get the word out that, we're an organization that reinvests into kids, and we bring in inspiration through people like, Cullen and Ryan, but at the same time, we are really heart of our program is about helping young people, through the sport of swimming, with excellence in life, and for that, there's like anywhere else, there's a cost to it. So we certainly hope we can attract sponsors and folks that kind of align with those kind of values that are eager to help us.
And it was great. The kids out there, especially when you mentioned the kids that were out there, they were having a great time. You could tell they loved it. They loved swimming. They loved the sport, and they seemed like they didn't even want to leave the facility. They just loved it.
Well, thank you. I mean, it's really encouraging to hear from somebody that, kind of from, quote, the outside, because that's what I feel when I'm there. And that is so different, let me tell you, than what swimming used to be not that long ago, where swimming was really kind of a drudgery sport in a lot of ways, and you got to follow the black line and all that stuff. Well, we're not, this morning when I was at practice with all these Olympic guys, they were getting out every 15 doing push-ups and sit-ups and all kinds of other things in and out of the water, kind of keeping things interesting. And that's what our coaches of the younger kids do too, is they keep the sport fresh and interesting. And fortunately, we've discovered that you can do this sport this way. It doesn't have to be follow the black line, boring sport. It can be a very engaging sport. And by the way, the other thing that's exciting is that these kids turn out to be fantastic students. I mean, we have several of our swimmers going off to Ivy League schools. We have all of our swimmers generally will go to college somewhere. And most of them will swim in college. Many of them will swim in college scholarships, and swimming scholarships and academic scholarships. And then the last 4 out of 5 years, SwimMac won the award for the most academic All-Americans of any team in the country. And we're by no means the biggest team in the country. There are teams twice our size. So again, it's a testament to the overall preparation for children, for life, and using swimming as a vehicle to work on that.
And I think it says a lot about you guys, and it says a lot about you as a trainer, and even being out there, just from talking to you and being out at the facility, it says a lot about SwimMac. I think it's a great program, and it's a great facility, and I could just tell the kids were excited about it. So
right,
that's great.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, David, for taking the time. I know you're heading on a trip, so I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with us about it.
My pleasure, and I'll look forward